Hello there, welcome to my channel. This is your girl Danny B. This is your first time seeing my face. Hey, I got makeup on my hands, so I want y'all to think it was nothing else. It was makeup. I do beauty videos too, so don't judge me. Oh, also, you hear my fire alarm or my smoke detector going off because no, I haven't changed the batteries yet. So if that bothers you, you're gonna hear it several times. Yeah, you can just exit stage left right now because it's gonna go off about 1,000,000 times throughout the video. So if you are not triggered by hearing my smoke detector alarms go off because I refuse to change the batteries, let's go. I talk a lot about Greek life, like for people who don't know anything about it, and then for those who are new, and then those who are coming back. That's just what I do because I feel like if there's information out here that can be shared to help others, why not? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not out here giving you no insider secrets because that's why I'm in the organization, because I value her secrets. So you will never ever get any secrets from me. That ain't how I roll. I know what discretion is and I practice it religiously. But I do want to talk to those who are either in leadership roles or aspiring to be in leadership roles. And I personally, I'm a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, and I've been in roles on the local, the state, the regional, and the national levels. And I've enjoyed the positions that I played, and you know, over the years I've picked up some things and they've helped refine my craft as a leader, personally, to help me in my professional role as well at work. And as I keep going through it and I see new waves of leaders come in, people exit, and it just prompted me to make this video because I feel like there's been some reason that a lot of people are just like, I want to be a leader, I want to do this position, I want to do that, but you don't have the skills. You're not ready. And then you force it and then you fail. So I just wanted to share a few things about how I've been shaped over the years and the leadership positions I've taken on and how I roll, because it's really sad when I see people get in positions, they crash and burn, and then they out. And then you blame the whole organization when really it could have been maybe you took on too much and you just didn't realize it. And just to give you a little bit of my credentials, I'm currently the president of my chapter in Roseville, Minnesota, Sigma Beta Zeta chapter. I do sit on the state board as the state graduate member at large, and I'm also on the regional board, and I was on the national board, but I gave up a position, a committee that I sat on. And when I say board, I was on a committee, not the actual board, like the national board. No, I sat on a committee at the national level. That's what I should have said. But yeah, coming into this role as president this time, because my previous role right up until this was the first vice president, which meant I was the membership president of the chapter and I did everything related to membership. And it was going well. I enjoy it because it helps me get outside of my box. I'm an introvert. I can be by myself. I like being alone, but that don't mean I'm lonely. And people get that mixed up, but that's a whole nother story. And it just did offer me more opportunities to interact with other sorors who weren't active, to also interact with people who are interested, as well as just getting more skills for myself as I move through my leadership journey. And moving from the first vice president to the actual president of the chapter was a switch. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not new to membership. Don't get me wrong, I'm not new to leadership. I was also president of the other chapter in Minnesota, but that was a while ago. It was a long time ago, and I mentally was not prepared coming into this role as president because in my head, it was gonna be the same as it was back then, and it was not. This is a different time, this is a different generation. The world is really chaotic right now, and I didn't take all of those things into mind as I'm stepping into this position. And Again, I'm not saying all this to scare anyone out of wanting to be a leader, because it might be different for you. But for me, I work well under pressure. Like, I literally have to be under pressure, and I will produce some of the most beautiful outcomes. And I have no idea why. I don't know if that's a stress mechanism. I don't know if, I just don't know. But I know my body responds really well under pressure. And that's what it's been. It's been a lot of pressure. I came into my office during COVID. I came into my office during it was just like, I want to say it was a second rise of the civil rights movement. And living here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, at the George Floyd's death, it just flipped Minnesota upside down, especially Minneapolis and St. Paul. And just coming in with that anxiety, like, I live in North Minneapolis and I'm hearing gunshots every night. Like, it wasn't the regular, because don't get me wrong, they be shooting over here all the time, but it amped up so bad after George Floyd's death that it was ridiculous. Like, I'm in my house like, oh my God, we gotta go. We gotta go. I can't do this. And just being unsettled, just being at that level of anxiety, just being like, I gotta protect myself and have something on me whenever I go outside, that's a whole nother level of stress added on to, I have to show up for my job. I have to show up for Zeta. I have to show up. Oh, I'm also the vice president of the MPHC for the Minneapolis-St. Paul chapter. I also have to show up for my other community organizations that I'm affiliated with. And let's not forget, I have to show up for my family. So on top of all of this stuff, I'm also a leader. And I have to do so many things that's asked of being a leader or the face of the chapter. And it's not always pretty. It's not always cut and dry. It's not always easy choices to make. And you have to literally be level-headed. You literally have to know how to be impartial. You cannot do your job if you're, oh, we're friends, so I'm going to make exceptions for you. No, that ain't how this go. It always has to be a separation between friends, family, business. Those should never intersect. You should have different compartments so you can know, okay, I have to deal with this over here and I'm gonna leave it over there. So you could be my friend and consider my family, but if we got some business going on in Zeta, that business gonna be handled separately from how we interact as individuals, as friends. That's not that easy for a lot of people. And I've seen them try to maneuver around that and they don't know how to do it. They allow either their friendship to overtake or they allow the business to overtake. And something suffers in the middle. So it's either you didn't sacrifice your business acumen or your business respect, or you didn't sacrifice your friendship. Now, if you're learning how to handle both at a baseline, that is where your skills come in. That is where your respect will come in. That is where you will gain your audience. They will they will follow your lead. They will look up to you for guidance. They will believe in you. But if they see you struggling and they know you struggling, they are not finna lead you. They are not about to follow you because they in their head, you don't know what you're doing. You're in over your head. You're trying to juggle all these balls and you done dropped them all. You ain't caught not one. Either you're doing this okay, but you're doing that horribly. Either you might be successful right here, but you forgot about that. Like, it's so many moving pieces when you come into these leadership positions and people think it's just cut and dry. It ain't. If somebody tells you it is, it's because they not being true. Whether you got a good executive board, a good cabinet that's helping you, it's still going to be some times where things going to feel like they crashing and burning. It's still going to be stressful. You're still going to need somebody to help you, and you still going to need to lean on that shield sometimes. Because I know I've needed to lean on that shield. I know I've needed to be like, you know what? I'm going to take a break because this is too much. I got other stuff to worry about. Now, mind y'all, these are volunteer organizations. But I don't want you to get it twisted and be like, oh, bloop, I can drop it just because it's a volunteer organization. No, for me, I can't do that because I made an oath. I took an oath. And I said I was gonna do certain things, and I'm gonna do them. I know how to advocate for myself. If I need help, I'm gonna ask. If I can't do it, it won't get done. I'm not gonna sit up here and put myself in positions that's gonna compromise me. It's gonna compromise my family. It's gonna compromise anything that I care about, including Zeta. And I would hope as you come into these roles, you're not doing it for the clout. You're not doing it for the things that come along with it, like, you know, little gifts and nice amenities and all those things. You're doing it because you want to be here, you care, and you want to give your time and your talents to your organization. Because like with me, if I do anything, I'm gonna do it to 1,000%. I'm gonna give it my all. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you something that I'm not willing to do. More than likely, I've already done it. More than likely, I'm in your behind because I want you to be great. Like, I know this stuff. And guess what? If I don't know, I'm gonna find somebody who do. Because I want my chapter to know that I am a leader. I am cut for this. I'm made for this stuff. And again, I'm not gonna act like it's easy because it ain't. It is not easy. It's some days I coast through. I'm like, hey, I'm feeling it like, woo, why can't life be like this all the time? But I know it's gonna be some days where it's not gonna be like that. So all them deposits I made, all the times I done been on the phone with people, walking them through things at 11 o'clock at night, when I helped you put your report together, when I gave you pointers on how to do your role, when I sat down and took out time out of my schedule while I'm working to hook you up, to put you on, I care. I'm a leader. If you're a leader too, sometimes you gotta make sacrifices, and it ain't gonna be pretty. So if you're thinking about taking on these roles, you better be prepared, because when everything goes right, you get that pat on the back, but when everything goes wrong, you getting all them eyes. And you better be prepared to take it, and you better be prepared to say, I made a mistake. Don't ever act like you perfect, because guess what? None of us are. On that note, please be ready when you step up for those positions. Expect the worst, but plan for the best. I wish you well in your journeys and your leadership positions. Feel free to hit me up. Like I said, I've been in pretty much every position there is in my chapter, except for one. I've never been an undergrad advisor, but I feel like that's built me up and given me a chance to have my hands on pretty much everything, because I don't see the point in having information if you keep it to yourself. Our next leaders are right underneath our noses. Supply them with that knowledge you got. Make sure they ready for this game, because it ain't sweet. Thanks for watching. Drop any comments below. If you feeling me, comment below. If you've been in my position, you've been in all in positions, you've been in a leadership role, committee chairs, drop it down below. Let's build another community. See you guys next time.